Welcome back and talking about stuff. How about that one? I'm still trying to think of a name for this other show. I don't know what to call it. I always say that I want to talk about just games, or I say that I want to talk about games and stuff. So like it could literally be anything, but it always comes back to talking about video games. And it always ends up being about PS4. I realize that thinking about it and watching a couple of them. So I would love it if somebody gave me some sort of idea, if there were not an idea, I guess, but more of like you should talk about this. I would love that if people started shooting me ideas on things that they wanted to hear about, my opinions. I would absolutely love that because I just like talking about this stuff, and it would make the videos a little bit more intriguing with something to go off of it. Just not my brain being the way that it is, all chaotic and stuff, because I get all over the place. And although the random talk can be good sometimes, I want to be able to do other stuff. Uh, Speaking of games and not talking about just PS4, I got a couple of my notes down here that I'm going to talk about stuff when we get there. But it just popped into my head to talk about the anniversaries. I did want to do so the Dokkan Battle Festival. Dokkan Battles for Dragon Ball Z. If people don't play the game, it's called Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, and you can download it on iOS or the Android store. There's a plugin for you guys, non-sponsor. So if you guys are interested in playing Dragon Ball Z, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. I play it. They're doing the fourth anniversary right now. The fourth anniversary has been pretty good so far. I feel like it's not as good as the Brave Exvius anniversary. The Brave Exvius third anniversary is happening right now, and the third anniversary is a lot better on Brave Exvius. Sorry, I had like a bubble in my throat there. The third anniversary is happening for Brave Exvius right now, and although Brave Exvius is a far superior game, in my opinion, it's like apples and oranges. Dokkan Battle is very simple, but it has an aggressive, passive style to the game. So it's like passives and linking is very important for Dokkan Battle. So it's very casual, and I like that about the game. It's not that it's a big step down in terms of fun. It's a big step down in terms of difficulty. Brave Exvius gets very difficult in understanding everything in the game because you have evasion builds, and you got magic tanks, and you have regular tanks, and you have damage dealers. So, funny story about what just happened here. So my daughter, we just got her a rocking chair, or not a rocking chair, it's a rocking horse, and I always try to find things to put to like the platform, the phone on to record. And my mom actually gave me this little stand, but I lost it, and I was like, you know what? That rocking chair is a pretty good size. I think I'll just use it. And I just hit it, and now it's rocking everything. It looks so funny. So if you're wondering what I use to stand on it, it's not like just a bunch of things. It's sometimes randomly. She has this like race car track toy thing. It's like this sort of castle. I was using that the last time I did it, and I've used different things like when I was doing the video in the bathroom, like the first couple ones that I did in the bathroom or on the wall. I had like one time I had the phone like hanging and stuck in a position. Another time I had it like sitting up against a cup. So I got to figure something out. I'm getting real thrifty. It's like a filthy MacGyver. Anyways, getting back to it. The Brave Exvius third anniversary has been a lot better in terms of the free stuff that they're giving, and they're really giving back to the players, new and old. Whereas Dokkan, I felt like they've been good, but Dokkan's rates are so bad in the game. I've always had such a hard time with RNG and Dokkan Battle, and I always bitch to my friends about it. And I'm sure that they're so sick of hearing about it. But it's just something that I get salty about is RNG. You know, RNG can be a bit of a bitch sometimes, but sometimes it can be a good friend and it can make you feel good about stuff. Going on from that, there's also another game that I play, and if anybody is a big fan of Naruto Shippuden Blazing, actually, it would just be Naruto the show, okay? So we'll just start with Naruto. The Naruto the show was good with the kids. Then they moved on to Shippuden. Shippuden is fantastic. I have like 3 buddies watching the show right now. I've been thinking about binge watching it again. It's a fantastic anime. The storytelling is just crazy. But Naruto Shippuden has a game on Android and iOS that you can download for free right now. plug insert, non-sponsor. Anyways, their anniversary starts next week. So all 3 of the phone games that I end up playing a lot and putting a lot of my gaming time into, because when I'm not, playing online, which I don't do a lot of the time, when I'm just chilling and hanging out and playing with my daughter, I'm also doing that on the side. So the anniversary is coming next week after the update on Monday, and that's going to be great. And I have a lot of stones saved up, or pearls. So I think I might do a little video next week when I'm doing it. I might do a summon video instead of just doing a video like this. So instead of seeing this, you would see the video game, and I'll do the summons. And in the corner, you'll see me, my face. It'll be like a little facial icon with just my pretty mug just chilling there. And hopefully that might be something you guys are more interested in watching, is me maybe doing pull videos or me doing boss battles or something, or maybe I'll just throw those in there on the side on top of doing these videos. At this point, I'm really trying to figure out what you guys like to watch more. If you would like to watch me play, if you do want to see me do poll videos, or if you do just like seeing my face and just me talking about stuff. So again, talking about things and sending me messages and giving me ideas like that kind of gives me an idea of what the people want to see. And it's important to get what the people want to see. It's important to give the people what they want, essentially. So now we can move over to the stuff that I had written down after taking 6 minutes of doing that and just nonsensical yapping. But again, it's very exciting stuff. I love that. I love phone games. I think it's the future of gaming, if I can be honest, because phones are just going to keep upgrading, and the phone games are just getting fantastic. So I can only imagine what the future is going to be like for that. I'm going to be 80 years old playing like on a gigantic phone, like, oh, I just pulled the best guy ever. Anyways, Modern Warfare. So Modern Warfare is coming out as usual in November, I think. I think it's like November 8th. It's right near one of my buddy's birthdays. It's either on his birthday or right near it. Sometimes they release it like a week earlier. Sometimes they release it the day of. But usually it's around his birthday. Usually it's in that November 8th area. It's Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. A lot of people don't know right now if it is a remake of the original Call of Duty, or if it's sort of like a prequel to what happened, because we did see Price. But I'm sure we'll know closer to the date. I'm not sure the full details. But people have been playing it a little bit just to sort of give us a little caption and like a little bit of the gameplay. And the gameplay looks real good, but everybody says that every year about Call of Duty, and then it comes out and it's still the same recycled shit. Although I did play a lot of Blackout in Call of Duty, and it was fantastic for a long time, but again, it got boring, because when it comes to games, you really have to take care of it, because there's so many innovations in gaming now that you can't just hop it. Like COD used to be, you just hop into TDM or Domination or Search and Destroy. It was one of those 3. You would just hop in there and game with your boys for 8 hours straight, and it was the same shit every day for months on end, sometimes a whole year on end until the next one came out. But now it's just not the same. There's so much new stuff happening in other games, and there's so much better story, and there's so much more updating and new content that it's impossible to just put out a product and never touch it again. You have to stay on top of it, and you have to stay on top of your Blackout game, and you have to stay on top of everything else and keep on giving people new content, whether or not it's free or that you make them pay for it. It's very important to do that. But the game is supposed to be cross-play, which is huge, because we're seeing that happen with a lot of gaming systems. So it doesn't really matter at this point if you're playing on a PC, if you're playing on an Xbox or a PS4. The only problem is I don't ever want to see a competitive game being played on PC to an Xbox player or PlayStation player. You don't realize how powerful a computer is until you play on it and you see the graphics and the load speeds and everything. Like everything that happens on your Xbox and PS4 has like a quarter second to a half second delay. So you don't even realize, like you don't even know that this is happening. And then when you're like, oh, that kill was bullshit. It's not bullshit. You're even further behind at that point than you realize. That's because people have insane internet, like NASA speed internet. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. In the States, they have insane internet over there. I know that Canada, it's got some pretty good, but compared to in the States, you can get some crazy, crazy plans and some crazy deals. And that's only half of what you're seeing. in terms of the resolution and the frame rate drops and all that stuff on PC, like there's no comparison. A PC can run twice as strong as a PlayStation. I only imagine 4 times as strong as an Xbox. So to put them together in a crossplay, it's gonna be hell for PS4 players and Xbox players if they do let PC players into those lobbies. So it's something to keep a heads up for. Watch out, because if there is PC gaming, I would recommend turning it off, because you do not want to play against those players, because they will destroy you probably 10 out of 10 times, unless you're a god at the game, which is always the case too. It depends on how awesome you think you are at the game. A lot of people think they're good. You see posts about that, or when you talk about it with your buddies, they're like, "Oh, I'm the best, bro. You don't even understand. I'm the best." And then you ask them about their KD, and they're like, "Oh, my KD's a 1.06." And you're like, "Oh, you're bad. You're super bad at this game. You should put the controller down." Moving forward, I say that too a lot. Moving forward, but we are moving forward. Anyways, there's people's complaints about the new update. I think it's season 10 for Fortnite. There's a lot of people complaining about the mech suits. I mean, first of all, it's Fortnite. Why are you still playing that game? Second of all, it's Fortnite. Why are you still playing that game? And third of all, it's mech suits. So what did you expect? Like, I don't, like, you're this, like, dinky little cartoon-looking character running around with bad animations, and you jump like Mario in 1993 on Super Nintendo, and, like, you're complaining that you got roasted by a mech suit. Like, it's a fucking robot suit. Like, what did you expect? So a lot of people are complaining about that right now, that the mech suits are too broken. And I mean, they added mech suits. So again, what did you expect? I think that's dumb. Like, why are you complaining about that? Don't play Fortnite, first of all. This is the first problem that you're running into. Second of all, you're playing Fortnite, so what are you doing? It's mech suits. I don't know what else to say. Like, when they introduced mech suits, I would have been like, delete, uninstall. Like, there would have been no question about it at all. Mech suits are gonna be crazy, because obviously, like, when you play those games, people always go for the most broken stuff. Like, I know it has randomness to it, but like if you played Fortnite before, everything on the map, like, the map is randomly generated, but there's also areas where these things tend to happen more often than not. So if a mech suit if a mech suit's dropping more at an area, everybody's going to drop there, and whoever gets it, the game is already retarded at that point. The game has gone full retard. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Tropic Thunder and Robert Downey Jr. taught us anything, it's to never go full retard, and that's exactly what that game did, dropping mech suits. No Man's Sky, before we get super off topic, I'm just jumbling all the words right now. No Man's Sky is dropping another big update, probably to try to save what little fan base they have, not to roast them too hard. I mean, they dropped their game and it was just horrible. I think, if I recall, No Man's Sky is the only game that has ever done so bad where players actually demanded their money be given back for how bad the product was. I know some of my buddies bought it and they hated it. It was just too much. They made the game too big, which is kind of crazy, but it was like Minecraft graphics on a gigantic universe where you could fly anywhere and do anything, and people were getting lost and people didn't know what was going on. So they fixed it a little bit, but it didn't really revive the game at all. They're doing another big update to try to save the game again, which is like, we're at this point, it's like 3 years after the release of the initial game. So I don't know why they're trying at this point. I mean, I wouldn't, but I mean, at the same time, you put a lot of hard work and it's your baby. So I'm sure the guy who had the idea behind this game was really like, we got to do something to get the people in. And I mean, at this point, sometimes when you come up with an idea, it's not necessarily about being able to do everything you want to the first time. It takes trial and error. Everything does. Everything in life has to do with trial and error. You do something wrong, you fuck up, you learn from it. And that doesn't mean that you learn from it the first time. You know, you're gonna fuck up the same thing hundreds of times before you end up getting it right. Sometimes it'll be the first try, but that's when it's like microwaving hot dogs or something. Like it's not like you're gonna or popcorn. Popcorn's a better example. Like the first time you microwave popcorn, you're like 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and you pop it in there because that's what it says on the bag, right? This is gonna be the best. This is gonna be the best example ever for life. So it's like you read on the back of the bag. It's like 3 minutes and 20 seconds for the perfect popcorn, and then you put it in the microwave and you put it in there for 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and it comes out burnt to shit, and you're like, thanks, bag of popcorn, you just fucked me. Well, the truth is that your microwave is different from every other microwave on the planet for whatever reason, and the bag of popcorn is just a generalized, like, try to keep it in this area, but you don't realize, they don't know the power level that your microwave works at. So you have to kind of learn how your microwave works when it comes to popcorn, just like anything else. That's a perfect metaphor for life right there. Just burnt popcorn, okay? But it's the truth, okay? When it comes to things, and it comes to development of these games, and it comes to development in life or anything else, it takes massive trial and error. You got to get in there and you got to fuck up a bunch of times and just keep learning from it and keep changing where you can, because not everything is stuff changes, life changes, and sometimes life can make you feel like you don't realize what you're doing or how you're going about, and you're losing your mind and you don't understand why it's this way, and you feel like the world is against you and nobody understands you and you don't know what's going on, but you got to keep just one foot in front of the other going forward. And I know that I've had that trouble, and I bet a lot of people have before, and now it's turning into a TED Talk about life instead of being about video games, because on this channel and in these specific videos, we'll talk about anything and everything, including video games and life, because that's life, and we had to add it into one of the videos. Anyways, I'm done rambling. I'm sorry about that. I know that some people probably look forward to me telling or talking about things that you can do with your life. I need to be able to take my own advice. I drive myself crazy. I drive my girlfriend crazy with some of the ways that I am, and it drives me crazy because my brain works my brain is messed up, and it's all over the place, and I'm just, again, you just gotta fuck up and just keep learning, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I hope that everybody just realizes that same thing, that it's not necessarily about how low you feel at the time, because happiness is always in hindsight. You got to appreciate what you have. But when you think about those things, it's always in hindsight. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the TED Talk at the end. I hope that there was some inspirational stuff in there for you. I hope that we get lots of likes, lots of shares, and lots of subscribes. I would like to see some more popping up. I think we're at 28 subscribers right now, and I'd like to get that number up to maybe 50 by the end of August. Maybe we can do that, but we have to get people talking about the video, and we got to get it sharing, and I don't want to go and drop my channels on random people's stuff. Like, I don't like doing it. It makes me feel dirty for whatever reason. I was talking about that with my friends before. I was like, PewDiePie has like 740 million subscribers, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go drop my videos on his channel. And I mean, it's a great idea, but it's also kind of stingy to do that, right? Anyways, again, thanks everyone. I'm doing what I can, and I'm doing my best, and we're learning and changing. Anyways, thank you. Holy, stop rambling. I love you guys so much. Make sure that you have a great day. Bye.